Advice for starting a powerlifting gym. With this, I think the route to go is, and I've spoken to well over 100 people now, well over, that have started powerlifting gyms. And what I usually ask is, where do you want, if you want to start a powerlifting gym, where do you see it 3 or 4 years from now? And then work backwards from there. So when you answer that question, it could be a matter of you just want a group of guys or a group of lifters, or however you want to define whoever the group's going to be, training together in your garage. All right, fine. Work backwards from there. How many people do you need now? Yourself, another person. What do you need to train just the both of you? And then you go with that. If you want it to be a powerlifting gym that hosts meets and has 3 training groups per day, what size location does it need to be? You got to kind of map out where you're going. It's the same thing if you're training for the sport of powerlifting. It's one of the mistakes that I actually see frequently today is people think that training for powerlifting is training for 12 to 16 weeks for a meet, and that's it. To me, that's not training for powerlifting. Training for powerlifting should be, where do you want to be in 3 or 4 years, and then what needs to be done from now to then to be able to get to that point. I can use myself as an example for when I first came to Westside. It was a discussion Louis had with me. In 4 years, you're going to do X, Y, and Z. All right, you're going to weigh this. Okay, what do you weigh now? What are you doing now? And let's fill the gaps so you know where you're going. When it's 12 or 16 weeks, all you're basically doing is peaking for a fucking meet. There's no real plan. So if you're thinking about opening a powerlifting gym and all you're doing is thinking, well, I want to open it this summer, then there's no real fucking thought process in going into the planning of that. How you're going to plan 12 to 16 weeks of training for a meet is going to be completely different than how you're going to plan a quadrennial for somebody to become the best lifter they can be. Completely different. Same thing if you're going to open a powerlifting gym. So, as Stephen Covey would say, begin with the end in mind. That's the best advice I can give. I think that pretty much answers anybody's question, because from there, it's just a matter of simply working back, seeing what you have now compared to what it needs to be, and then filling in the gaps. Now, filling in the gaps is something that we have Matt Goodwin and Nate Harvey. We have people that help specialize in doing that, which are our sales reps, which, pimping out our shit, which you can get a hold of to be able to do that. But I really, even if it's not doing business with us, no matter who you contact, if you haven't thought about that, don't make the call yet to be able to start putting shit together, because you're going to end up spending money on things that you shouldn't get. You're going to end up overspending, or you're going to end up underspending. There's a lot of things. You're going to end up fucking up for sure. Regardless of the fact, you're still going to end up fucking up, but you can recover from the fuck ups that are coming down the road than you can from the fuck ups you don't even know about. Biggie.